In times of uncertainty and chaos, I often find myself asking the question, who do I turn to? Or what do I turn to find hope and peace and encouragement? Do I turn to a world that's full of empty promises? Or do I turn to a God who has fulfilled promises over and over again? Do I turn to other people and their own relationships with God? Or do I go to my God to establish my own relationship with him? I've been given direct access to God through Christ's sacrifice on the cross. Do I take up that opportunity and go meet with God directly? Do I sit with him? Do I pour out my heart to him from deep anguish and grief? Do I sit with him? Do I choose to be in relationship with him rather than being numb because of the things of this world and what they have to offer? Or do I sit with Christ, with the Father who wants to be with us? In 1 Samuel chapter 1, we're given the story of Hannah, who comes to God and prays and says, "Lord Almighty, if you will only look on your servant's misery and remember me." Verse 10 says, in her deep anguish, Hannah prayed to the Lord, weeping bitterly. Do we come to the Lord like Hannah did and offer our whole hearts and say, God, I don't know who else to turn to. Who can I turn to but you? Is this a practice we do every day? And I'm encouraged by looking at our morning chapels and our night timeout chapels that we came to God and we poured out our hearts to him over and over again. And what a blessing that time was that we got to do that together physically. And I yearn for that time again, that we can be together. But now in this middle ground, who do we turn to? What do we turn to for hope and for peace? And I pray that we're turning to God, a God that's never changing, a God that stays the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. A God that will never leave us nor forsake us. And so as we're wrapping up this semester, I encourage you to sit with God and just be. Pour out your heart to him, the grief, the anguish, the gratefulness, the joy, all the things that we can share to God because he wants to hear our hearts and to listen. As we step into a world that's constantly changing, may we be reminded that we have a God that never changes. And so with that said, I offer you the peace of Christ as you finish this semester and go into who knows what the rest of this year looks like. May you be reminded that the peace of God goes with you forever. You got this, Loma.
As Noelle spoke to us about God never changing and pouring our hearts out to God, we hope that this song will be a good response for your heart to admit those things to God, to give those things up to God, for acknowledging that our God is with us through the trials and through the storms. You are here, moving in our midst. We worship you, we worship you. You are here, working in this place. We worship you, we worship you. For you are waymaker, miracle work, promise keep, light in the darkness. Our God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. Our God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. We worship you, we worship you. You are here, healing every heart. We worship you, we worship you. You are here, turn lives around. We worship you, we worship you. You are here, mending every heart. We worship you, we worship you. For you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. Our God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. Our God, that is who you are. 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 Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop, you never stop working. You never stop, you never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop, you never stop working. You never stop, you never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop, you never stop working. You never stop, you never stop working.